Well, thank you all so much for being here today. It is, of course, the 5th anniversary of the floods of 2013, and I thought it was appropriate for us to gather here on the banks of the Bow River to talk about what happened, to talk about what we've done, and to look forward into the future. First, let's remember that as we stand here on the banks of this river, we stand here on very ancient land. This river has drawn people to this land since time immemorial. People have come here drawn by the water in order to hunt and fish and trade, to live, to love, to have great victory, to taste bitter disappointment, to engage in that very real act of building community. So today, as we think about what we've done with our community over the last 5 years and what we hope to continue to do, we do so in the names of the original inhabitants of this land, the Niitsitapi, which just means the people. We call them the Blackfoot people now, the Beaver people, whom we call the Tsuut'ina people, the Stoney people of the Nakota Nations, the Métis people with their long history on this land. And we remember that for the last 150 years or so, we welcome people from every corner of this broken earth to this place, to a place where their families can be safe and their children and grandchildren and their grandchildren can have opportunity. And that's really what I want to talk about today. I'm joined today up here, of course, by Councillor Jeremy Farkas. Jeremy's ward takes in all of the communities on the Elbow River upstream of the Glenmore Reservoir. I'm, of course, also joined by Tom Sanson, Chief of Calgary Emergency Management, and by Frank Frigo, our Leader of Watershed Analytics, which is a very complicated title, but actually means he's my super smart river guy who knows all about what we've been doing on the watershed and continues to keep people safe every day. These three represent so many public servants who not only worked hard to keep us safe 5 years ago, but continue to work hard every single day to make sure Calgarians can remain safe. Being more resilient, becoming more resilient is the work of all of us at the City of Calgary, and it's work that we continue to do every single day. So I wanted to stand here today in downtown Calgary on the banks of the Bow River at the beginning of a new park that we'll be calling West Eau Claire Park, beautiful new public space. But this beautiful new park is also an important part of our flood mitigation efforts to protect downtown Calgary. 5 years ago, today, this was underwater. 5 years ago today, we undertook one of the largest evacuations in Canadian history, all along the south bank of the Bow River. I remember standing just on the opposite side of the river, 2 o'clock in the morning. It was dark. We had turned all the electricity off as a precaution. And all I could hear was the river. I crossed that river every single day. I grew up here. That river, like all of us, like for all of us, that river is a part of my bloodstream. It's a part of my DNA. And I had never seen the river run so fast, so high, and so angry before. And all I could hear was the rush of the water. And I got to tell you, I was a little bit scared. That was the first time in the crisis at 2 in the morning that I was scared for the future of the city. And just a few minutes later, with the help of a wonderful police officer who was taking me around, we crossed the bridge and ended up in the community of Chinatown. It was the middle of the night. We were evacuating a seniors building in Chinatown. We had thought those seniors would be able to shelter in place, but as the flood got worse on the south bank of the Bow, we realized to keep them safe, they had to leave. So imagine that. We're evacuating a bunch of seniors. Many of them are frail. Most of them have a language barrier. We're waking them up in the middle of the night, taking them down multiple flights of stairs. They don't know when or if they're going to be able to go home again. And the women and men of the Calgary Police Service who were in charge of that particular evacuation were starting the 16th or 17th hour of their shift. Just like all of us, they had gone to work that morning not realizing what an extraordinary day it would be. So I was a bit scared. And I watched the women and men of the Calgary Police Service treating their fellow citizens with such kindness and compassion and care, and it must be said with such love, that I knew at that moment that our colleagues at the City of Calgary and all other public servants had this well in hand, that they knew what they were doing. And that was the point where I exhaled a little bit and felt just a little bit less scared. And of course, after that, we saw an unbelievable response from the community. Everyday people with their everyday hands and their strong backs going forward to help their fellow citizens. It was the most remarkable outpouring of humanity I've ever seen, and it's one that showed the world who and what we truly are. So technically we know what happened. A whole bunch of rain fell at the headwaters of our river in a very, very short period of time. Because here in Calgary we are so close to the headwaters, we get very little warning when a flood is coming. In fact, that morning, before 6 o'clock Calgary time, I got a call from Tom's predecessor, Bruce Burrell, saying that the water's on its way, it'll crest in the next 12 to 18 hours, and it'll be 5 times worse than the previous flood in 2005. So, what do? The first thing we did was declare a state of local emergency. First time we've ever done that. You know, when I first became mayor, they give you a bunch of briefings and a bunch of orientations, Jeremy would know. And one of those orientations was what happens when you declare a state of local emergency. And the second sentence of the orientation, I think you were there, Tom, the second sentence of the orientation was, "We've never done this." So I didn't pay attention to the rest of it. Luckily, others did. So we declared a state of local emergency thanks to the work of Frank and his team. I always imagined this like a movie script. I wasn't actually in the room at the time, but I imagined this like a movie. A bunch of men standing around a round table, looking pensive. The light is dim. A young female engineer runs into the room with blueprints under and maps under her arm and throws them on the table, introduces herself and says, "I've been working with Frank. We've been making new flood mapping for the city. It's not yet official, but we're confident in our work. This is what you have to evacuate." And the people in the room saying, "That's 100,000 people. That's one of the largest evacuations in Canadian history." And she and Frank saying, "Yeah, it is, and we have to do that." They saved a lot of lives that day because, in fact, those maps were accurate because of the great work that we do at the city every single day. I think about our colleagues at the Bonnybrook Wastewater Treatment Plant. It's pitch black. The water is running incredibly fast. The water is full of what we can politely call organic material. Tree trunks, not just branches, trees, things that used to be alive, battering at the gates of that plant. And those guys, the night shift at the sewer plant, put on their hip waders and waded out into that water in the dark to clear the gates, to save the plant, and to safeguard the quality of drinking water downstream. You think of all the first responders and the extraordinary work that they did every single day. Those are things we can be proud of, that even in times of crisis, we as a community are able to come together and look after one another. So the question then becomes, what have we done for the last 5 years? Building our community to be flood resilient is the top priority of the City of Calgary. And with the support of the Government of Alberta and the Government of Canada, we have committed over more than $150 million towards projects that have reduced the risk of river flood in the city by 1/3 since 2013. We're standing on one of them right now. The signs say, "Welcome to West Eau Claire Park," and it is going to be a beautiful park. It is also a big flood berm. And we will be completing this part of the park relatively soon, and we've just received funding to continue this park all the way to the Reconciliation Bridge. So from the Peace Bridge to the Reconciliation Bridge will not only be a magnificent new public space for Calgarians to enjoy the river and to enjoy the city, but also to protect downtown Calgary from flooding, protecting critical infrastructure, critical services, businesses, and residences. We're working hard to improve our stormwater drainage systems. I know that sounds super sexy, but one of the projects that I am most excited about is the Upper Plateau separation. The Upper Plateau separation is something that the people of Sunnyside have been asking for decades. It will essentially mean that during a rain event, all of the water that flows onto the North Hill will not gather in a catch basin in the community of Sunnyside. You probably noticed this year construction on the Glenmore Dam, and once that's complete, the Glenmore Dam will double its capacity of water it can hold back during a flood event. We've also been working with our partners at TransAlta and at the province to manage water levels in the Bow River reservoirs upstream of Calgary, such as the Ghost Reservoir, to be able to better mitigate and manage against flood in the event of high water flows on the Bow River. All of that said, all of those things together get us about 1/3 of the way we need to go. We have to continue to do better. Doing better means, first of all, understanding better how the rivers work and how they've changed since the flood. And our teams at the Water Center, as well as the Emergency Operations Center, now have much more sophisticated river and weather modeling and management tools. I will tell you, Tom, I could have used those weather modeling tools on Neighbor Day on Saturday. You could have saved me a lot of wetness. And they have much more advanced technology to notify citizens of what's going on. But it is, of course, critical that we get the upstream work done. It is absolutely vital that we build upstream flood mitigation infrastructure on both rivers, on the Elbow and on the Bow. Without those, we remain a community at risk. And we continue to work with our partners at the province on this. It might surprise you to know that I've worked with 4 premiers since the flood of 2013. But I will tell you that every single one of them has been unwavering in their commitment to build the infrastructure that Calgary needs. And in particular, Premier Notley and Minister Mason have been unwavering in saying we are going to protect Calgary. That means that we have to build the Springbank Dry Dam. The studies have been done. The work is in. It is clearly the best solution, and it needs to get built, and it needs to get built quickly. It also means we have to build significant mitigation upstream on the Bow River. That's going to be expensive, and it's going to be complicated. But it will also protect Calgary in years of drought as well as in years of flood. And it's important that our political will remain unwavering for that work, that we have to continue to make sure that we build it. Because even now, 5 years after the flood, it's easy for politicians to say, why should we invest in something that we may not use, or that we may not use during my time in office? Why should we invest in something for the long term when we have so many short-term priorities that take precedence? But we have to remember that there is no higher priority than keeping people, industry, residences, and critical infrastructure in the city safe. And so we have to make sure that we never as citizens let up the pressure on all of our politicians, me included, to make sure that flood mitigation and resilience remains our top priority. I will never stop advocating for that. And I know that citizens in this city will never stop advocating as well. So I often say that I saw a lot of things during that flood. I saw a lot of devastation. I saw a lot of pain. I saw a lot of hurt. But the number one thing that I remember from that flood is a few days after the flood, I had the opportunity to walk Bow Crescent. And just up from the John Hextall Bridge, right near the new park, a young couple invited me into their home. There was nothing left in the house. It had been stripped down to the studs. They were back in, they were staying in hammocks, I think, and they were happy to be back in their house. But they had a lot of work left to do, a lot of rebuilding to go. But they'd found a piece of plywood in the garage, and they'd scrawled a message on that piece of plywood, and they nailed it to the tree in front of their house. And that is the image that will always stay with me when I think about what happened in 2013. It said, we lost some stuff, we gained a community. And that's what I'm most proud of.